Welcome to the Comic Book Shop of Doom. I'm your host. This video is not for children, so if you're under 13, please get your parents' permission to watch this. I don't need a $40,000 fine from COPA or the government. Okay, here's your nightly news for Tuesday, July 21st, 2020. We got a lot of stuff here. Okay, the first one. Moineem Lee, 76. She was a casting director in South Africa and in Africa, and she was the casting agent for the Blood Diamond movie, Tootsie, and a bunch of other movies from there. She passed away due to complications from COVID 19. So, condolences to her friends and family. We reported this yesterday. Haruma Miura, 30, a Japanese actor in the Attack on Titan live action movie, he passed away. Well, the new news is he committed suicide. So, they found him at his house. So condolences to his friends and family. That's a bad thing. You know, if you're going to do that, don't do it. Go get help. Go call a number. Go call a friend. Do whatever. Everybody's life is worth something. So people will always miss you. You always have people that, like they just can't, deal with that. And it's just a bad deal all the way around. The people that suffer are the survivors of suicide victims. So please don't do that. Go get help. Do anything. Okay, Netflix has bought the rights to make a movie on this book that's coming out called Leave the World Behind, and they're going to get Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington to star in it. Todd McFarlane has a documentary coming out on the Sci-Fi Channel called Like Hell I Won't. The trailer's on YouTube. It premieres July 25th on Sci-Fi. The Snyder Cut of Justice League is longer than 214 minutes. So that's like 3.5 hours. So yeah, they're putting everything back in there. There is a shrine across the street from the San Diego Comic-Con that the fans put up because there's no San Diego Comic-Con this year. It's all on the viral. And go to comiccon.org, and they have the schedule up there of all the shows and everything. So everything's already filmed. So it's going to start this week. Okay, Warner Brothers has set up an anonymous system for reporting violations for coronavirus rules and laws during their shooting, where they're making movies and all that. So, they have to take precautions on the sets for safety. And if you see something that is violating these rules, you could call in and you're not going to be penalized. Boy, this is really messed up. Family of a federal judge involved in the Epstein case, her family was murdered in their house. So an assassin got them and got away with it. So they haven't caught anybody. There's going to be a Grease prequel at Paramount. Brett Haley as the director. Tenet's global rollout won't be traditional. So the release of the movie Tenet's been scrapped by Warner Brothers again. They don't have a new date. They have to gross between $800 million and $1 billion just to break even on this. So now with all these movie theaters forcibly closed because of the pandemic, they got a real problem on their hands. Okay, the 2001 Space Odyssey spacesuit and Christopher Reeve's Superman cape are going to sell at auction. So there's going to be a big Hollywood prop auction. Owen Wilson is going to play Kang the Conqueror in the Loki series for Disney Plus. So that's really good casting because he has to play that straight. He can't be a comedy act in this. So Kang the Conqueror is the time travel villain. So that's going to be an interesting part for him. Okay, stop hate for profit boycott against Disney for Facebook ads. So another leftist group is going after Disney for something. Okay, the Netflix is going to have a Sandman show. It's going to take place in 2021, so it's a year in the future. Okay, Dynamite has bent the knee and canceled Cecil's book. Cecil is a friend of Ethan Van Sciver and the Comicsgate movement, and they were doing a Kickstarter campaign. Basically, Dynamite has been leasing out the Vampirella character to these guys to use as covers on comic books and stuff. And the fan base has been eating it up, and they've been making a lot of money. Well, now all the liberal whisper network liberals that are in the comic book business that hate Comicsgate went and complained to Dynamite, and they backed down. So this is a bad deal when somebody tells you how to run your business. And because of that, Red Sonja writer Mark Russell cut ties with Dynamite over Comicsgate. So he's a leftist liberal. It doesn't like what they stand for, telling people the truth. And if you don't like it, and they're Republicans, most of these guys. Okay, Disney World has banned walking and eating and drinking due to not wearing masks. Barcelona and Spain, their movie theaters are closed again due to a spike in coronavirus COVID-19. Kevin Connolly denies rape accusations by a former costume designer. So Kevin Connolly was the friend that had the brains on the Entourage show, and he's directed a bunch of movies and stuff. He did the Gotti movie with John Travolta, and he did an episode of 30 for 30 called Big Shot, which was really good. About it's a documentary about the guy that was a con man that bought the New York Islanders, and he didn't have a dime to his name. So they changed all the sports things because of what happened with this guy. So if you had never seen that, go check it out. It was a really good documentary. DC has canceled Batman and the Outsiders and Batgirl and Justice League Odyssey. So those books are gone. The Golden Girls house is for sale. So the first season they had a house in Brentwood, California that it's up for sale. It was just the exterior. So they would just use it for shots there, and it's in Brentwood. They want over $2 million for this house. So good luck on that. Okay, a cut Suicide Squad scene from the first movie. The Joker confronts the squad. So they were going to throw down with the Joker. Harley Quinn, the animated series, both seasons are going to hit HBO Max in August. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is now set to premiere in fall 2020. But they didn't give a date. They just said fall 2020. It could be pushed back again, possibly. Okay, Marvel's going to have a show called Storyboards that debuts this week on YouTube, with Joe Quesada going behind the process of making comic books. So it's free. Second Comings, that's a comic book about Jesus Christ. It was supposed to be published at DC, and then they seen it was a hot potato when they dropped it. Okay, it's coming out through Ahoy Comics. Marvel crossovers Empire and Null are going to meet in Web of Venom, Empire's End. So one crossover ends and the next one begins. HBO Max in August is going to have Birds of Prey and The Dark Knight on there. Valiant is relaunching Ninjak with Jeff Porter and Javier Pulido as the creative team. El Camino actor Johnny Ortiz faces life in prison for attempted murder. He was part of a street gang hit that was going to put a hit on some guy. So he could do life in prison from this if they convict him. Okay, Paramount and Skydance have two animated movies. Spellbound comes out November 11th, 2022. And a movie called Luck, February 18th, 2022. There's going to be high-end Star Wars Endor figures, so expect to pay a lot for these. And they're going to have a Black Series Wampa figure. Okay, we go to wrestling news. R.I.P. to Elisar Cabrera. He was one of the founders of the FWA, the Frontier Wrestling Alliance in the UK. So that was a company that spawned a lot of stars and actually kind of revived UK wrestling. The Raw tapings were delayed because Vince McMahon ripped up the script. He didn't like it. Apollo Crews supposedly has coronavirus. That's why he wasn't on the pay-per-view yesterday. Ric Flair's wife, Wendy Barlow, has coronavirus, but Flair says he doesn't. Okay, Deonna Purrazzo is working Impact without a contract. They just gave her the world title on Saturday, so she's working without a contract. ROH, The Investigation, and the Marty Scurll and Jay Lethal. Okay, Kelly Klein's been making noise about this. And people that are in the know said it's either one of two things. Sinclair Broadcasting, their HR department is notoriously slow, and the other thing is it could be a cover up. They might just be trying to let it die down and just forget about it. So it could be one of two things. The reason why Rey Mysterio, quote, had his eye popped out is he's another one that's not working under a deal. Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer said that he's pretty sure he's going to sign a new WWE deal. So we will see. Okay, Kayla Braxton addresses fans that wanted her to die from the coronavirus. They said we'd be better off. So that's pretty bad to do that to somebody. Triple H told the Good Brothers that he would use them at NXT if WWE wouldn't. So they made veiled references to two Pauls in WWE that lied to them. Devon Dudley is training his third son to wrestle. So his other two sons he trained, never seen them wrestle anywhere. Vince Russo's called out Vince McMahon on the biggest mistake he made was hiring his daughter to run creative. Okay, former NXT wrestler Tino Sabatelli debuts on AEW Dark in a tag match under the name Sabby. Leo Rush has a new name, Lionel Gerard Green. So he must be planning on doing indie appearances. The news on Austin Theory, there is no news. His name doesn't come up anymore. He was named in harassment accusations with something to do with an underage girl. And then there was also, after the coronavirus tests, he disappeared. So nobody knows nothing about him. I guess they don't care. Okay, Shelton Benjamin wins the 24/7 title and joins MVP's Hurt Business stable. Mustafa Ali returns to Raw, so that means that the hacker storyline on SmackDown will never be resolved. He was supposed to be the hacker. ASW All-Star Wrestling in West Virginia has an outdoor drive-in wrestling show. So you could drive into the parking lot, watch the match. That's pretty funny. Jeff Jarrett versus Anthem Impact. So that trial resumes Tuesday in Nashville, Nashville, Tennessee. Excuse me. I'm very tired today. I just didn't get a lot of sleep. My dog, he woke me up a couple times during the night. He jumped up there, and every time he jumps up on the bed, he likes to hit my legs and wakes you up. And I was just tired. So everybody have a good night.